like obviously monetarily things are following with it, which is super cool. Obviously feels good to make money. I was like, but I'm just so excited for year 10 because my skill level is going to be so advanced by then. And so it's like, I think that's the cool part. And like that's when it comes to like having a good mindset behind growth when it comes to trading.
Yeah.
Is if you can focus on like how much better at the skill am I going to be in X amount of time, the money's almost just a byproduct. And it's like, what are you doing to improve that skill, right? Are you doing review? Are you doing everything required to, get better at it? Mm-hmm.
So you've got this coaching business. I'm very curious about what you've learned through that process. What's something that you think traders consistently get wrong that's obviously a big hurdle for them to get past, but once they do, it's a breakthrough moment for them?
Good question. Everyone has the same but different problems. That's what I've really learned.
That's a good way to say it. I like it.
Yeah, everyone has the same but different. Like some people, a bunch of us are not good at again, the tilt thing, controlling risk. I have some dudes that are madmen, just like overtrading crazy. And I have other dudes that are so afraid to push the button and take the trade. And I'm like individualistically, what I've learned is everyone is same but different. And again, like how do we address those specific problems? So it's like, there's two parts of the coaching business now as well. I forgot to mention that. There's one-on-one coaching, which is very obviously intensive, individualistic, specifically catered to you. Then there's group coaching. The group coaching is more like general learning, broad group sessions. Obviously the ticket is way lower and it's like cheaper barrier to entry and stuff like that. But it's good for those people that either just want kind of the weekly accountability of like kind of being in that group setting, or if you want to do the one-on-one thing, obviously, like I said, it's more intensive and personalized. But what I've learned from other traders is like how like so many of us go through the same shit, but at the same time, like have, little tweaks that they need to make. And just because I'm good at something or they're good at something doesn't mean it's vice versa, right? And so some of my guys I envy, I'm like, dude, you're so good at waiting for confirmation. Like I would have gotten stopped out 3 times trying that quick. Like, it's like, and that's just me. But it's like, I've learned that like, again, we're all individualistic in that sense. And when it comes to like the goal, like obviously the goal is for people to make money. And I think that's kind of one of the most like satisfying parts of coaching in general. And I can successfully say I've had 2 people quit their jobs to trade full time. And ironically, both of them are coaches for me now. And that was like before even they were coaches for me or anything. Like they just had a lot of success in the program. It was Lawrence. Lawrence had a lot of success in the program. I remember the day he hit me up. He's like, I'm doing it. I'm quitting my job. I was like, let's fucking go. I was super stoked for him. And then literally not till like, even a year later, he'd been crushing it. It took like, $100,000 in payouts or something like that. I was like, dude, would you be interested in coaching? Like my business is growing. And he's like, I'm down. And Lawrence is like a psychology junkie. He's like our psych guy. Lawrence is like so just level-headed in like epiphany moments. And like, he's like your big brother just giving you good advice all the time. It's like, it's like that's how he is. So super cool with Lawrence. So yeah, Lawrence quit his job to trade full time. And then Brian, who's actually getting trained up to be a coach right now, Brian quit his job to trade full time probably about 6 months ago. And he's been taking consistent payouts. He's been doing well. And he randomly brought up to me, he's like, hey, you know what? I kind of be interested in, doing some coaching. And Brian's been helping with the Discord and kind of helping grow the Discord and stuff like that, like moderating it. So I was like, you know what? Like, and Brian's the type of dude where every day, still to this day, no matter what, I can count on him to send me his trade review every day.
Nice.
Sends it to me. That dude, he's sending me markups. He's doing the work. And again, that's what I look for more than anything. And again, what we even try to preach and stuff is like, do the damn work. And the work isn't just coming in and pressing the buttons and leaving. It's like doing the trade review, doing the markups, doing the understanding of like, again, the back end process work, daily report cards, like all that type of stuff. That's the type of shit which keeps building you skill. So those 2 main success stories, and I guess the biggest one, monetarily speaking, is Menbir. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but one of my students took a $2.4 million payout. I
saw that. Oh my God. Yeah. That one was crazy.
That one was crazy.
I feel like we all collectively cheered the moment that wire dropped.
Yeah, it was sick. It was super sick. So that was really, really cool. And honestly, everyone always asks me about Menbir, like, and that's kind of the hard part about the industry is, money sells. I get it. So from the marketing point of view, that's the hard part. And I'm just trying to be like, and I try to tell everyone like, He's like, what did Menbir do? Teach me Menbir's strategy, this and that. And I'm like, dude, he mainly traded like opening range breaks. Like literally there was nothing that's like fancy about it.
Yeah.
He just learned how to get disciplined through like the process work, the daily report cards, the stuff that we did, checking in, all that type of stuff. He learned how to set daily loss limits. He wouldn't really do that before, you know, those really basic things. But he got his ass handed to him so many times that finally through like the accountability and the mentoring and the coaching, it clicked. And he was able to swing the bat consistently. He'd do like $1,500, $2,000, you know, nothing insane, but he did that over and over and over and over and over. Got to his 6th payout. And then like, I remember on the call, he's like, yes. He's like, so I'm like, I should be eligible. He's like, each account is at like, you know, 80 something thousand or some shit. And or like 100 and something thousand. And like, I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, you got 20 accounts with Apex. I'm doing the math. I was like, what would that payout be? He's like, it'd be about like $2.4 million. Just casually says that. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay, like, dude, we got to get you the payout. This is crazy. Yeah. And then he went through the whole thing where Apex ghosted him for a month and stuff. And so then I was like, all right, dude, I'm going to post this on Twitter, see what happens. Luckily, shout out all the people in the trading community. Everyone blew it up on Twitter, went viral overnight, got like, you know, 1 million views basically. Sure enough, the next day, some dude from Apex reaches out to him, ends up getting his wire information, pays him. So I was like,
awesome. Yeah.
So that's like the last success story of coaching.
Yeah. And that went super viral. For anybody that was not paying attention to that on Twitter, I remember that one circulating big time over that week. It was earlier in what, July?
Yeah,
August
this year? Earlier this year,
Incredible story. Worth looking back up because watching the whole thing back was
pretty cool.
You know, pretty awesome. Well, good on you for obviously helping him into that path. So what's the next big goal? What's ahead for 2026?
Good question. I really want to keep expanding the coaching business. I want to get quite a few coaches under me. I think that's the goal because that's something that doesn't really exist out there. In the powerlifting scene, there's like some coaching like brands that have like multiple coaches under them. Yeah. And I noticed in the trading spot, like there's not that doesn't really exist. There's not like a coaching agency of like, you know, like I want it to be like strong trading coaching. And you go here and you get paired up with, you know, whatever type of coach you want, whatever coaches, you know, you kind of jive with, whatever it is. Yeah. And then maybe some coaches specialize in different things. Maybe someone is really good specifically at trading gold, or is really good at trading oil, or good at trading, you know, the indices, or specifically NQ, or specifically YM, like whatever it is. Or maybe it's a certain trading style. You know, I have a coach that specializes in ICT or something like that, like whatever it is. I think that's the vision of where I want to go with the whole coaching thing in general. And then just keep sticking to like what we're doing is process. Because again, every trader that comes to us is different and unique. They all have their own individual trading styles. I just want to make sure they're doing the back end work because like that's what's actually required to just build skill and get profitable and take payouts and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of the goal. I want to obviously see everyone keep taking payouts. You know, a lot of people are taking more and more payouts every single day. It's been awesome. They've been posting it in the win section on the Discord. Other than that, keep focusing obviously on my own trading. I always just want to get better. And I was just talking about this with Lawrence a couple of days ago is, you know, because he's like, oh, 6 years, dude, congrats. That's awesome. You know, I just hit my 6-year mark. And I was like, yeah, like, you know what? Like obviously monetarily things are following with it, which is super cool. Obviously feels good to make money. I was like, but I'm just so excited for year 10 because my skill level is going to be so advanced by then. And so it's like, I think that's the cool part. And like having that's when it comes to like having a good mindset behind growth when it comes to trading is if you can focus on like how much better at the skill am I going to be in X amount of time, the money's almost just a byproduct. And it's like, what are you doing to improve that skill, right? Are you doing review? You know, are you doing everything required to, you know, get better at it? So it's like, for me, obviously, I know I've always like known I would be successful, you know, and I'm not saying that in a cocky or arrogant way at all. I've just had like I've had crazy belief and faith in myself because I was always just like, I'll fucking figure it out, dude. Like I will do anything I can to figure this out and make it work. I think that stems, you know, everything stems from childhood. It probably stems from just like, I didn't grow up with much money in my family. So I was always just like, I'm going to be self-made. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And so, I don't know, but it's like, I know the money will come. I know I'll keep doing like better and better. But also just helping people too. Like my restaurant background and like being the background in the restaurant industry allowed me to like always think about people and like how to talk to people and interact with people. And like, I truly think that's kind of what put me on the map as like an influencer a little bit and like in the space. Have you ever heard of Traders for a Cause?
No, actually, I feel like I've heard somebody mention that before, but I didn't look into it.
It's an in-person event. It's held for charity. It's usually hosted every year. And I went to my first one almost 3 years ago now. And it was like a life-changing experience for me, like in the industry, to surround myself with people in person.
Yes.
And when I say people, actually, I should say traders in person. Because when you are around a bunch of traders, it's just a different thing, dude. Everyone understands this. Everyone understands what you're going through. Because everyone's at different parts of their journey, or they've all been through that shit. And so, you know, kind of my edge, I would say, in the space then was like, I was outgoing from the restaurant industry, and I was like, I can go talk to anyone. So I was like, first day there, I went up to Mike Belfiore, and I was like, hey, Mike. And just like right away, and I gave him like this card that I made and talked about my brand of strong trading. And Mike was like, oh, that's cool. You're like, so you're like a weightlifter that, you know, trades and stuff. He's like, you should do a video with Lance. That's what he said to me. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like eventually, like that same day, you know, met Sanglucci, met Be The Story, met Lance, met a bunch of great traders. Ended up befriending Lance, you know, lifted with him, became homies with him. Lance is like one of my good friends now. I chat with him all the time. But like that was something, I guess, edge-wise, which like kind of really helped me, is just like being able to talk to people and get out there. So it's like I encourage everyone, like get out there and talk to people. Like trading is a very selfish endeavor. So it's like if you can find ways to at least like help others somehow, or like connect with others, chat with others, and like whatnot. So that's why like I'm so transparent about my journey on Instagram. Like I'm not active on Twitter. I hate Twitter, number one. I just don't like it. It's not my thing. People are too negative on there. I don't like it. Yeah. And so I'm really big on Instagram. Like I like Instagram. Like that's my favorite platform. And it's just a matter of like, if I can put out a video or something that helps people and also reminds them, like, dude, I went live with Top One Futures, got a live account. It's literally last month. This month has been a record month for me. Last month, I literally killed a $15,000 live account with Top One Futures, just day by day, dwindle. The market just wasn't aligning. We were all-time highs. We were kind of just grinding higher. It wasn't like the best for my system, my strategy. It was one of those probability-based losses that just lasted over months, basically.
I've been there.
And that sucked. And like that hurt. But it was like a really good experience to showcase. Like literally the day I lost my live account, I made a video and I sat here and I was just like, I don't want to make this right now, but I'm doing it because I feel like I kind of have to, just to showcase like I still fuck up. I'm 6 years into this journey. I still screw up. I still have times where like things just don't work. And like, it's okay. It's part of it. And then crazy, fast forward a month later, and like literally this month like has been insane. I've taken $25,000 in payouts, not to mention a $20,000 day trade yesterday on options. So it's like almost $50,000 in profits this month from trading itself, plus all my other business income and stuff. And it just goes to show the ebbs and flows in life and like trading. And so like I want to remind people of that too, because again, trading is such a hard endeavor. It is so difficult to do this. It gets a little bit easier with time, but it doesn't mean mentally it doesn't still fuck you up and like make you upset, or you know, people always think like you're going to get to this breakthrough moment where you're never going to make a mistake again. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. It doesn't exist like that. It's just a constant battle against yourself to self-regulate your emotions, like your actions. And like you kind of get a little bit better at that over time. But it's like the pain and like of losses and stuff, that never goes away. That never does. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, man. We'll get the links for how people can follow you in the show notes here. I definitely am looking forward to seeing how your coaching business evolves. I like this idea of of it being like an agency and matching people to the best kind of coach for them. I think tailoring that makes a ton of sense, especially since everybody has, like you said, the same but different problems, slightly different needs, and you put the right coach with the right person, you're bound to end up with a better scenario. Maybe that's another thing you took from the gym environment. It feels like sometimes you need the right personal trainer for you in order to coach you through your hurdles. So fantastic, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how this evolves for you. Appreciate the time here today. You've definitely dropped some wisdom for me. I've taken a few things away from what you said, especially around soft rules and hard rules. I think I've got some ideas on how I can refine my own system for that. And I'm very much a markup type. I go back and review every single day, like methodically. You have to. There's no other way to improve until you figure out what's working and what's not.